What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. We had a little bit of a move up yesterday, 2.67% on the day. People are getting a little bit overzealous. I can tell people are bored when they're getting excited about a 2.67% move. This does not mean that we're going to new all-time highs, you guys. I hope it does. I hope I'm wrong. But that is a lower high. Let's be fair here. What we did do that I think is a bit interesting, or maybe not so interesting, but it's rather normal, is that you rejected your golden ratio, found support on your 382, and now you've closed above your 0.5. This does set you up. Generally speaking, like the odds would be that you do continue and you go to your 786, 886 area, if not at least the golden ratio zone. So that's something to note here. Generally, that's kind of the idea that would happen. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if, and I'm not calling for this, it could happen, but it's not my call. I am calling for us still to go down, and we'll go over that in a second. Mainly, this double top here, potentially in the 4-hour RSI. We still have an hour and 10 minutes left in this one. We'll see how it goes. The lack of volume on this move, it feels like a bull trap. From a relative high to a relative low, you've rejected your 786. You basically moved right through this relative golden ratio and hit your 786. These are almost always accompanied by a harsh rejection down to the 236, of which it looks like you're just beginning, but we'll see how it goes. A lot can change if in the next hour and 10 minutes you move up just 0.2%, and I don't think that's a lot to ask for Bitcoin. So be aware. It's very possible that we could move up, form some kind of double top or a slightly higher high. Maybe you do move up to 89K, maybe move all the way up to about $91,000 or even beyond that. But until you close a day, until you get a daily close, and really we're looking for 2 days in a row to close, not just one day, but 2 days, 2 days in a row to close above $91,000. Until then, I'm not convinced that we are done going lower. Okay, and I'm willing to admit defeat if that happens, but that's what it's going to take. Okay, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's just my thoughts. Looking at the 4-hour RSI, again, we don't have a whole lot of volume coming in at all. It's very, very minimal sub-average volume, and this average volume, the histogram here, the lines. In case you guys aren't aware, this is like the average volume. That little histogram, you see how it goes, and then like right here, these candles are piercing just above it. You see the little like shaded area. That is the average volume. It's based on a 45 candle period. On the 4-hour basis, that's somewhat significant. On a daily basis, that's like a month and a half, right? Weekly basis, that's nearly a year. Pretty damn close, right? So it's a significant amount of time to get this average, and on the daily average, nothing. We had substantially minimal amounts of volume. We have for the past few days. Generally speaking, when you're in a consolidation phase, of which we are, we're in a little consolidation phase here, aren't we? You start to break out once you get to low levels of volume, which out of this whole consolidation phase, really out of this like whole move down, we've had very low levels of volume twice, right? We had low levels of volume here, and if you notice, this was right around the time when we began to break out. It was just days before. Here we are at some low levels of volume. Does this mean we have to move down today or tomorrow? No, we could. It could happen any moment now. And maybe we don't move down. Maybe we move up, because this doesn't imply a breakout one way or another. It just implies a breakout. So if we're in this relative consolidation phase of this overall move down, right, are we going to break down? Are we going to break out upwards? Maybe, depending on what direction we go, you would expect to see some volume backing it up. And moving up like this without volume is not enough, in my opinion. But to be fair, also, we really haven't broken out of this yet. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I am expecting that we go lower. That's definitely the expectation. Hold on, let's see here. Even if we do move up to 91,000, even if we do move up to 89K from here, I would need to see a little bit more to validate that. And to be completely fair, earlier today, I was saying that if we close above the 0.5, really it was the 618 is what we needed to close above. But oh no, sorry, not on this fib. My bad, not on this fib. On this fib here, from a high to a low, right there. If we closed above the 0.5, then that would start to look like we are going to the golden ratio. If we close above the golden ratio, that would look like we're going up to this zone, right? And if we close above that zone, we're going to go to new all-time highs. To be fair, though, the thing that I didn't take into consideration was the more relative fib, and I really mean this, okay? This isn't cherry picking. This is very legitimate. If you've been watching the channel for weeks or months or years even, you know that this is a very consistent play that we've seen play out in the bull market here, is that when you just tear right through your golden ratio, which you did, maybe I'll delete the other fib so it's less noise, you tear right through it and you hit your 786, you stop here, oftentimes, it's like 80% of the time, you do pull back and go down to your 236 or lower being the key word there. And the real test of that will be, can you find support on the golden ratio? You've already wicked a little bit below it, but here you are closing back above it. So the opportunity to move higher is still alive. It's still there. You just haven't done it yet, and we still have an hour left. So I mean, again, you're down 0.2%. It wouldn't even take that amount to close below the golden ratio. If we do get a 4-hour period to close below $85.8 thousand, that will likely imply, doesn't mean it has to, but likely it does imply that we're going to return at least to $84,000. If and when we get below 84,000, that would imply that we see a lower low here. And if we see a lower low than that, we're going to be breaking out of this range. Volume comes in on the breakout. That would likely suggest that if we're breaking out of this consolidation phase, we're going to the next phase down. Same scenario for the upside, right? If we're going to the upside here, right, you've got a higher high line right here, and instead of stopping here, you start breaking out and more volumes coming in. We might be breaking out to the upside, you guys. It's time to celebrate. I'm going to pop that champagne that I've got sitting in the fridge that we've been waiting for to pop. I bought some champagne a while ago, you guys, ready for Bitcoin to see some miraculous prices, and we just haven't gotten there yet, and some other cryptos too. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there soon enough. But I don't think that it's going to happen right now. I do think that we're going to go a little bit lower. 4-hour double top. That's what it looks like right now. Hour and 5 minutes left. We'll see how it goes. 1 hour time frame here. Not bad on the RSI, to be completely fair. And I actually like the support right there. The 1 hour to me would suggest that we're going higher. Getting a little bit of volatility here. There is more volume on these selling candles than there was on the buying candles, but still good volume on the green candles as well. Not enough to completely convince me, but this candle, as bearish as it looks, it's on the 1 hour time frame. That's not intimidating, right? You've had bearish candles before that you just ate up right in the face of danger, right? Bearish candle right here, ate it up. You know, let's see, another example maybe. I mean, that's a pretty damn bearish candle, and you just ate it up right there as well. So don't. This one, to be fair, did suggest a relative high, but it's not a guarantee that we stop here. And the RSI on the 1 hour is the one thing that's giving me a little bit of hope that you could move up higher, but who knows how high you go. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, the 15-minute looks good too. I think you do. I think you do. If I had to guess, what you're going to do is you're going to form early today, like over the coming hours, you probably do form some kind of, and it won't be long from now at all, I think, you will form some kind of double top. Whether it's a double top, truly by definition, it's a slightly higher high, a slightly lower high, you know, wherever it is that you turn around from, you're going to turn around pretty soon. I don't think that you make it too far above. Let's see, what is that number there? Hold on. Let's see what it is. High to low. I don't think you make it too far above, like, I don't even know if you make it above 89K. But if you do, 91K would definitely find resistance, I think. I don't think you move too much above, I don't think you even move up above 89K if you are to move up, is what I'm trying to say here. High to low. We'll see. We'll see, man. There are targets at 91K for sure, but I don't necessarily, that's not my call. Not my call. At the moment, my call would be, we are moving lower. We have lower to go, but maybe in the short term, maybe today we start off the day with some kind of, you know, relative double top here, slightly lower high, slightly higher high, maybe a pinpoint high to a T. Time will tell. Normally, when you find resistance on the golden ratio the first time, that's pretty normal. The second time, you either look to break through it or you don't. If you don't, we're talking about lower lows. If you do, it doesn't necessarily validate that the low is in, but it can start to, especially if we get above that 91K area. So a bunch of things to go over if and when that happens, but we need a day to close above here before we get too excited, okay? Don't get too overzealous. Don't be too excited over a move that's like 2.6%. You know, we need to see something more substantial. And really, like, realistically, the most significant price area to break through would be about 96.5K, 96,000. If we close to that on a daily basis, I don't care who you are, I don't care what bearish dilemma you have in your head, there's no denying it at that point. We're going to new all-time highs. And the new all-time highs that we have, some people think I'm bearish on Bitcoin just because I'm talking, you know, I don't understand why people think I'm bearish on Bitcoin, because whenever I talk about the price action, especially weeks out, months out from now, it's like I'm talking about this in the short term, right? This is like a week and a half to 2 weeks out from now. But then the weeks after that, the months after that, I'm talking about a move that literally I can't even measure on this chart. I have to zoom it out more. Like, how am I bearish on Bitcoin if I'm calling for something up here, but this is what people are focused on? I don't know. people see or hear what they want to see or hear, I suppose, right? And that's what we call delusion sometimes, but it's okay. From a 15, let's look at the 1 hour time frame again. 1 hour is pretty damn bullish. 15-minute time frame is pretty damn bullish. Yeah, I'm convinced you move up a little bit, man. A little bit here. I'm expecting some kind of double top relative to this, which also will lead to a double top relative to this. Is my, oh no, it wouldn't, would it? Maybe a slightly higher high. Interesting. Let me see. I mean, if you close above the golden ratio, yeah, I would think you do move up to here. So then you would get a higher high than this, higher high than that on a 15-minute time frame. Closing there, yeah, that might set you up. I would think if you close a 15-minute time frame above there, your RSI would be probably deeper than this, so there would be no bearish divergence. I don't know. It'd be a good look. Interesting to see. We'll see how it goes. It's completely possible you could turn around from here. We're dealing with really short-term fibs now on this one, high to low here. I mean, you are at your 382, and rejecting your 382 could be a sign that you're ready to go lower. Sometimes that's exactly what you do right before you go lower. So I mean, it is possible by the time most of you watch this that we're already below this low. I want you to understand, if we do see the price for Bitcoin go below 85.5K at all, like by the time you're watching, if the price is at 85.5K, any upside targets, however insignificant they are, they're off the table, right? That's no longer a thing. So you get below 80. The only reason why I think that we move up a little bit more right now is the 15-minute RSI looks pretty good. The volume doesn't look terrible. The 1 hour, same thing, right? The 1 hour time frame, same thing. So I could just see that happening. And then the 4 hour even doesn't look too bad if you can close this green in the next hour. So if the 15-minute and the 1 hour look good, I think that you would actually close this green. So of course, unless you close below, or you don't even have to close below. If you see prices below 85.5K, any upside from here is invalidated. We're going lower, and where I would expect that we go to would not be a higher low, but a lower low than this, and then ultimately that would lead to a breakout of this. And I want to actually complete a thought that I was thinking about before I started getting on this whole rant. Generally, not always, but generally, with downward sloping trends, when you consolidate and you continue to go lower, you consolidate in an upward sloping fashion, right? It's like generally, but not always, in upward sloping trends, when you consolidate, right, you consolidate in a downward sloping fashion, and then you break out, right? You consolidate in a downward sloping fashion. Lower lows, this lower highs and lower lows, to be completely fair. It's very rare that you consolidate. It's not completely rare, I shouldn't say that, but it's less common that you see a upward sloping consolidation, downward sloping consolidation, right? Downward sloping consolidation, you went up. Downward sloping consolidation, you went up. And then here, bear market, right? Upward sloping consolidation, you go down. Upward sloping, you go down. And not that we're in a bear market, but we are in a downward trend, a bear trend right now. So I don't really think I have anything else that I want to say. I'm gonna make sure that the mic is on. All right, good. It's off. It's been off the whole time. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Absolutely, we are on a war path to 87 or to 173K, 175K, somewhere in that area. We absolutely are. I would not be concerned with this move in the least. Okay, the move I'd be concerned with missing out on is the big move, and we're not gonna do that, right? Somebody mentioned it in the comments. I want to address this real quick. Somebody was saying that you're saying that you want to catch the majority of the move. Does that mean you've sold? I have not sold a single bit of crypto. Any crypto that I sell, I make it public on x.com and talk about it in my Discord, and I'll tell you guys here on YouTube last normally. Not because I hate YouTube, but because I'm not always at my desk to make videos. But I can from my phone just talk about it on x.com or on my Discord. But no, I haven't sold anything. I'm actually I'm not fully deployed right now. I have a little bit of extra cash on the side from some trades that I've made recently, and I am looking to get back into some coins. And when I say some coins and when I say get back in, I shouldn't even say get back in. I'm looking to deploy more into these coins. I haven't gotten out, but those coins, it's like KTA. I'm actually thinking about buying some more Bitcoin Cash. XCN is always on the docket as well. Cookie DAO, just all kinds of different stuff, and maybe some others too that I'm considering, but I have to do some more thought on. But I'm getting way off topic here. Want to complete the thought. Downward sloping trend, upward sloping consolidation phase. Statistically speaking, we're probably going to go down, probably. But if in the chance that we go up, don't get too excited until we close above 91K for 2 days in a row. If we do that, you guys, the whole narrative changes. The whole narrative really does change. But even then, there is still a chance that we could go down. It's just likely we will go up. The real area to beat is 96,500. We're going to go down to 74 to 68,000, somewhere in that area, and then we're going to rip all the way up to 170K, by the end of May, if not by the end of June. That's all I got for you. I hope you liked the video. If you do, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye. And no, I haven't sold any cryptos. I have not sold any. Whenever I say whenever I say that this is a good time to get back in or change the direction of your perspective so that you can catch the majority of the move. I'm just talking about it from a trading perspective, not from an investing perspective, right? And the amount that I trade is insignificant to my portfolio. Like I really don't trade even like more. I don't trade more than like 1.5% of what my whole portfolio is worth, right? Insignificant, and that might even be too much in my opinion. But yeah, most of it's invested, and it will stay invested. And if anything, I will add to it. That's all. But I got nothing else for you guys. I'm done for real now. Bye bye.